Happy Martin Luther King Day. We are live from Metuchen High School for Metuchen boys basketball as the 2-5 Bulldogs play host to the 2-4 Highland Park Owls in a GMC Blue Division showdown. Eddie Kalegi here. I am back, and so is Josh Hyman. First time we've been here since I think when we had senior night, and they had those cool cutouts of us over on the other side that they kept zooming in on during the broadcast. But it's great to be here, and this is a big day for Metuchen basketball. Not just looking for a win, but their star, senior Dom Schiappa, looking for history. 983 career points entering action today after scoring a game-high 30 on Friday in a loss to Spotswood. Now just 17 points away from 1,000 for his career. This could be a huge moment here for Schiappa, Josh.
Yeah, definitely, and especially with the way he has been playing throughout the season and how many points per game he has been averaging per season, I don't think it's a question of if he will get 1,000 points. It's definitely a question of when, and I think today is the perfect opportunity to break that barrier and cement his name in Metuchen history.
Yeah, and Schiappa, he has been rolling so far this season. I mean, he's averaging 27 points a game, which is really impressive for a high school player. He's one of the top players in the GMC throughout this season so far. And you think about last season was a bit shortened. He also had some injuries earlier last season, so he probably would have reached this mark a whole lot earlier if he just had more games to be able to do it. But he's got to be excited about getting to do it now. But we're just moments away here between Metuchen and Highland Park. Looking at the Owls, 2-4, but they're 2-1 in Blue Division play. Currently 4th in the Blue Division. A couple of wins over Dunellen and Middlesex, two teams Metuchen has not faced yet, as they've had a very front-loaded schedule with some difficult teams. They did get blown out by Keyport, though, 86-46. What does this Highland Park team have to do today to slow down Metuchen after their defense gave up 86 against Keyport just 3 days ago?
Well, absolutely, they have to lock down Metuchen's key shooters, which would definitely be Dom Schiappa. They're definitely going to start feeding him the ball, especially to get to that mark. And also keep an eye on those big players like Liam Benderly, like Max Cohn, who is this great playmaker for Metuchen too. You know, he doesn't score as much as the other players, but he's definitely in the right spot at key moments in the game to make those important passes. So definitely at least keep your eye on Benderly, Schiappa, and Max Cohn, and just, you know, keep this Metuchen team just confused, on their feet, and keep the passing good, and they should be able to crack a win against Metuchen.
Well, Anthems and lineup coming. We'll be back in a moment here on the Bulldog Report. All right, so we're just moments away from the tip. Once again, Eddie Kalegi and Josh Hyman, two Metuchen High School alums here and ready to go for some Metuchen High School basketball. The Bulldogs facing off with the Highland Park Owls, an Owls team that has definitely improved from last year. They went 1-9 last season, 0-9 in Blue Division play. They only lost their leading scorer, Ben Mikolas, in graduation. They had a lot of young players, and we were mentioning it during those starting lineups off the air. They've got a lot of big dudes out there that Metuchen's really going to have to try to lock down low.
Yeah, definitely. I think if Highland Park can come out and use those big guys to their advantage and play physical basketball, I think this is going to give Metuchen a hard time. But also, Metuchen has some very key players, like we mentioned in the pregame discussion, so I think it will be okay. I think Metuchen does have a good chance of getting this victory. They had a rough start, but I think they're finding their groove, and as long as they keep this offense moving, mobile, and unpredictable, I think Metuchen can get this win.
So as the teams take the floor, Highland Park will be moving right to left in their red uniforms, Metuchen in their home whites. It's Pesca, Landis, Haley Locke, Starcevich, and Mack, the 5 for Highland Park. Benderly, Schiappa, Cone, Emsley, and Santos for Metuchen, the opening tip, and we are underway. And moving right to left come the Highland Park Owls. And quickly wasting no time, a three-point attempt is drained by the senior Michael Landis, and Highland Park goes up 3 early. Up the floor comes Metuchen. It's Max Cone with it. Guarded tightly by Landis. Swings out to the left side for Ben Santos in front of the Highland Park sideline. Kay Emsley finds Schiappa. Schiappa 17 points away from 1,000. Makes a move, trying to get started early. Misses his first shot. Gets his own rebound, though. Schiappa's second chance is good. Dom Schiappa on the board. 3-2 your score, 30 seconds in. Back the other way comes Highland Park. This pass is nearly picked up and taken away by Schiappa. He's going to handle it, trying to move past the double team. Up the middle, leads it off for Benderly. Max Cone calling for it. He'll set up the play. No look past Benderly. Benderly charges in. That one's blocked away. The big man, Daniel Starcevich, who's averaging a double-double this season, 11 points, 10 rebounds, with the big defensive effort there.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier, how this was going to be a problem for Metuchen. They're running a very interesting defensive scheme where they're trying to pinch Metuchen into that back corner, and it seems to be giving them a bit of trouble so far.
Schiappa with the head fake off the inbound, leaves it off to the corner for Ben Santos. Santos sidestep, tries a 3, rims out. Rebound by Starcevich, and back the other way comes Ewan Haley Locke, a senior. Deep pass, and it looks like a travel there as Landis pivoted, and it'll be Metuchen ball here, trailing 3-2 a minute into this game. Coach James Cardillo, very animated on the sideline. His first season at the helm. This Metuchen team sitting at 2-5. Still looking for their first Blue Division win, though, but a lot of winnable contests in Blue Division play coming up. They play Middlesex and Denellen twice each the next 6 games. Ben Santos, high-arcing bank shot, no good. Gets his own rebound. The turnaround try is good. Ben Santos with a nice finish there, staying with the play, and the Bulldogs have their first lead. They go up 4-3. Haley Locke ahead for Robin Pesca. Nearly picked off by Benderly. That shot is going to be no good for Skylar Mack, and the rebound is taken by Max Cone. Coach Cardillo telling his team to push it. Inside, down low for Schiappa. Schiappa throws it up and under, no good. And the rebound is taken by Starcevich. Starcevich, a major height advantage over anyone else out there. Metuchen's going to have to try to lock him down. They've done a good job on the offensive rebounding overall so far, though. Here's another three-point try from Landis. He airballs it. Benderly can't come up with the rebound. Fighting for it, trying to take it away from Starcevich. Tie up with Ben Santos. It's going to be a jump ball. The possession arrow is pointed Metuchen's way, and the Bulldogs will get the takeaway.
One thing I like how Metuchen's playing so far is they're being very aggressive on both sides of the ball, especially with rebounds. You know, despite this height advantage, despite the disparity, they're fighting for every single rebound, and that's something that's very admirable, and that's something that's been missing from this Metuchen game so far this season.
Benderly sets the screen. Cone tries it from the left elbow. No good off the front of the rim. Out of bounds. Last touch. Looks like it's going to be off Kay Emsley, and it's going to... Actually, they're going to signal it's going to stay with Metuchen. Little hesitation there, and it's going to be Bulldog ball. It's a substitution here for Highland Park. That's Faison Morris, a senior, who's going to check into the game, replacing Starcevich, the other center. Off the inbound, Ben Santos already with 2 points in this game. Schiappa for 3. No good. He's 1 of 3 so far. 15 points away from 1,000 for his career. 2.5 minutes gone. Metuchen up 4-3 here. Quick pass to the right side. Moving in. Morris And he's going to travel. Second travel we've seen from Highland Park already, Josh. It seems like they're having a lot of mistakes here early on.
Yeah, definitely. They could clean up their game a lot. We saw with the turnover earlier in the game, the traveling here. The passing needs a lot of work for this Highland Park team.
Max Cohn brings it up. He's guarded tightly by Michael Landis. Now Schiappa comes the other way. Drives in, penetrates, mid-range shot. No good. Struggling from the field so far, 1 of 4. Emsley goes down hard, tied up with it. It's going to be another jump ball this time. Highland Park has the possession arrow, so they'll take possession. Nice heads-up play there by Pestka, the senior. Second leading scorer on this, actually third leading scorer of this team. 7 points a game this season. Up the floor, Metuchen tried to trap on a full-court press. That one's knocked away. Looked like it was Emsley who got a hand out there. Taken away by Schiappa. Schiappa passes ahead, and Ben Santos can't roll it in. Had it wide open down low. Rampant pace back the other way. Here comes Highland Park. This quick pass goes to Morris, and now it's reset to the top of the key for Robin Pestka. Here in the halfway point in the opening quarter, Metuchen up 4-3. Highland Park scored in the first 10 seconds of the game, haven't since, and Haley Locke misses. So the Owls are struggling. A tie up there between Emsley and Morris. Back the other way. Schiappa lays it up and in. Dom Schiappa with 4 points now. 13 points away from the 1,000-point milestone. 6-3 Metuchen. A double team back to the top of the key, swinging out right side. Three-point attempt is way off there from Haley Locke. Haley Locke, the leading scorer on this team. Schiappa, again, the other way. No good. Finger roll is off. He is 2 of 6 from the field so far. Landis with the bounce pass to the right side. And now Highland Park sets up a play. 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Metuchen on top 6-3. Highland Park scored on their first possession. Metuchen 6 unanswered since. A little bit of an awkward pass. Three-pointer, right side, no good. And that's going to, looks like it's going to be Metuchen ball. Offensive foul there against Faison Morris off the ball going for the rebound. And another substitution here for Highland Park. That's the first foul for either side. And now Metuchen still with their starting 5 out there bringing up the floor. Max Cohn dribbling in front of the Highland Park sideline. Crosses over to his right hand, leaves it off for Schiappa. Schiappa back to Cohn. Cohn decides against the 3. Wild pass, nobody was there. Didn't see Emsley cutting the other way. Taken away by Haley Locke. Haley Locke, quick pass over to Matt Brzezowski. Brzezowski finds Morris. Morris splits the double team, puts it up and in. Big man move right there from Faison Morris. His first points, and now it's 6-5. Metuchen leading by 1 with 3:16 remaining in the first quarter. Max Cohn looking for space, finds Emsley. Sanchez tries to cut off, but Haley Locke closes it off. Inside, Benderly up and under, no good. Emsley gets the rebound, though. Now he'll turn around and try to knock it home, no good. Another chance, Schiappa, no good either. Bulldogs struggling from the field early, not able to capitalize on some good offensive rebounding despite the height mismatch. Haley Locke leaves it off, and that one's going to be knocked away by Cohn, and it's going to be last touch there by Max Cohn. It'll stay with Highland Park as Metuchen makes their first substitutions. It looks like Gujrathi and Lataye, and we're actually going to get a timeout here with 2:50 remaining in the first quarter. Josh, what have you seen so far in these first 5 minutes?
Metuchen has been playing very solid defense so far, and that Highland Park team looks lost offensively. They scored a great three-pointer at the beginning of the game, and they have not really been able to follow that up. Unfortunately, Metuchen does have a lot of work to do in terms of shooting. They have been quiet. There's no really other way to say it, especially with Dom Schiappa and Liam Benderly. It could be the nerves. It could be that they are aware of how high of a stake this game is, especially for Dom Schiappa, trying to get those points, and that could be just getting to his head a bit. But they have been getting very good offensive rebounds, like you said, despite the height. I think they just need to start capitalizing on those recoveries. And once they do, I think this offense will start moving.
So the backup center, Alec Lataye, is in. So is Sahil Gujrathi to join Cohn, Schiappa, and Marcus Malamug also in the game. And trying to get the takeaway, and it's going to be another turnover for Highland Park. Their third travel. Second time we've seen Michael Landis be the guilty culprit on that. So it'll be Metuchen ball, leading by 1 with 2:45 remaining in the first quarter. Cohn brings it up. He's got it. Near the Bulldog logo, dribbles right, finds Gujrathi. Gujrathi for 3, no good off the back iron. Lataye, the rebound, and Metuchen trying to keep it alive. Malamug splits the triple team, puts it up and gets it to fall as he takes a spill. What a finish from Marcus Malamug, first just off the bench, and the Bulldogs go up by 3. Highland Park looking to respond. Quick pass to the left for Brzezowski, down low. And that one's going to be stripped away. Starcevic couldn't handle it. Metuchen on the fast break. 2-on-1 inside Schiappa. Layup is good. Dom Schiappa up to 6 points now. 9:89 for the career. 10-5 is now your score. Metuchen on top by 5. 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Double team. Back out. Highland Park's attempted a lot of threes, only hit one. Haley Locke works it in, no good. The putback from Morris, no good either. And now a foul's finally going to be called, and it looks like free throws will be coming here for Highland Park. First free throws for either side in this game. And it seems like, Josh, Highland Park is really able to dominate down low right now when they have both those bigs, Starcevic and Morris, in there, definitely towering over anybody Metuchen can put out on the floor right now.
Yeah, definitely. Height is definitely going to be a problem for this Metuchen team, especially now that they have Benderly on the bench. They don't have that many other much taller guys on their team, and that's going to be a problem for them until they come back in.
So free throws coming here for Morris. Morris averaging 4.6 points a game this season, and he's able to put it in. So good job there at the line. He goes 1 of 2. 10-6 is your score. Dom Schiappa's got it. Now drives in. Schiappa stops, spins, trapped in the double team, keeps it alive, can't get the friendly roll. Schiappa's already attempted, by my count, I think it's 9 shots so far. He's hit 3 of them. He's got 6 points overall. Clearly the focus of the offense here. As a tie-up and a nice job by Gujarati to get in there. Max Cohn pumped up, and Metuchen, with the possession arrow their way, forced the jump ball, and will take possession here. 1:31 remaining in the first quarter.
It was a really smart play by Gujarati to slow down that offense. He was very aware of the fact that the Bulldogs had that possession arrow, and he took advantage of that. You can't really coach that. That just comes with being a smart player. Malamug
tries to set the screen. Cohn goes the other way. Now Cohn tries a deep three. Max Cohn rims out. Rebound by Gujarati, who's been hustling and very heads up early in this game, but now has it poked away by Brzezowski. Back the other way on the fast break comes Highland Park, and it's stripped away and it'll go out of bounds. Last touch there by Gujarati. Gujarati and Lataye got back there and knocked it away from Ewan Haley Locke, who's averaging just under 16 points a game this season, and scored 12 against Keyport on Friday. Starcevic puts it up and gets the friendly roll, and Highland Park has cut the deficit to 2 as we enter the final minute of play here in the first quarter. Max Cohn will slow the pace down. He's got it. Passes to the right for Gujarati. Now it's Schiappa. Schiappa's played the full game so far. He's got 6 points. Bounces over to Cohn. Cohn fires over to Gujarati. Gujarati back to Cohn. Cohn sidesteps to his right, leaves it off for Lataye. Over the left corner, Gujarati. Nice head fake move back to Schiappa. 30 seconds left in the quarter. Schiappa makes his move, splits the double team, throws it up, airballs it, rebound by Morris. And now here comes Highland Park, likely to hold for a final shot here under 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter, looking to potentially tie or take the lead. Haley Locke is matched up on an ISO one-on-one with Schiappa. Feeds it left to Brzezowski. 8 seconds on the clock. Brzezowski down low. Tipped away by Malamug. Secured by Morris. Morris tries to get it. Now Brzezowski with 3 seconds. It'll go out of bounds. Last touch by Gujarati. And Highland Park will have just enough time to set up an inbound and a shot with 3 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Pass goes. Haley Locke. Deep three-pointer. Airballs it, and that's how the first quarter will end, with Metuchen on top 10-8 so far. Dom Schiappa with 6 points, and the Bulldogs haven't shot the ball great, but they're doing a good job defensively against this Highland Park team that has a lot of size out there.
Yeah, definitely. They've been playing very aggressively, as you've seen from, especially Gujarati, who's been all over the court so far. And I think that's all this Bulldog team really needs, is to just keep up the defensive pressure, stay disciplined, force Highland Park to make those silly mistakes and sloppy errors like they have been so far. And I think with this team, the points will come. They need to find their groove, and I think especially kids like Schiappa will eventually get there. But as long as this defense keeps playing the way they've been playing, Metuchen will be able to get the win here.
So 10-8, we'll be back in a moment. This is the Bulldog Report. Second quarter of play is underway. Highland Park and Metuchen, Eddie Kalegi and Josh Hyman here. Happy Martin Luther King Day. The Bulldogs looking for the win and looking to get Dom Schiappa to 1,000 career points. And a nice knockaway there by Santos, still trying to secure it, but a nice job by Haley Locke to follow the ball and get back to it. Malamug jumps in front. Starcevic puts it up right in front, and there's just nothing you can do there with Metuchen with Starcevic's post moves. And Highland Park has come right back to tie this game up at 10. Now Ben Santos has it, and it looks like it's going to be a turnover there as Santos traveled. And it will be Highland Park inbounding here. Tied at 10, looking to take their first lead since they got an early 3-0 advantage on the first possession of the game. Haley Locke's pass is knocked away by Gujrathi and a steal by Santos. Santos ahead for Dom Schiappa, and he has it stripped from behind, but a foul is called, and if that was on the shot, that will send Schiappa to the line to try to add some points to his resume. He's got 6 points so far in this one. Second foul against Highland Park. The recipient is the senior Ewan Haley Locke, and Schiappa heads to the line. Dom Schiappa averaging 27 points a game this season and 5 boards. Next highest is 8 points a game for Max Cohn, and Schiappa misses the first from the free throw line. Lataye will move to the backcourt as Schiappa gets ready for his second free throw. Gets the second one to fall. 7 points for Schiappa. That's 990 now, so he is 10 points away from the 1,000-point mark here, just a minute into the second quarter. Almost halfway there. Now with the ball, dribbling right is Skylar Mack. One of the starters, hasn't played much in this game. Another near steal, and now a foul. Let's see, it looks like it's going to be against Highland Park as Skylar Mack tried to recover the ball, got tied up with Gujrathi. We've seen spark plugs off the bench. Lataye and Gujrathi playing great defense, Josh.
Yeah, absolutely. And coming off the bench, you got something to prove. You got to earn those minutes, and those two guys right there have been doing exactly that.
Gujrathi handling the point guard duties right now. Has it stripped away. Fighting for it is Pestka. And it looks like there's going to be another foul potentially as Gujrathi gets up, and it's going to actually be a turnover, so it's going to be Highland Park possession. They'll inbound from the far side. Haley Locke passes over to Pestka. Nearly gets trapped at the far sideline. Over to Brzezowski. Brzezowski for 3 in the lead. He's got it. Matt Brzezowski from downtown and Highland Park has their second 3 of the game and go up 13-11 here with 6:40 remaining in the first half. Another near turnover for Metuchen. Santos, pass for Lataye, leaves it for Schiappa, puts it in plus the foul. Dom Schiappa again gets it in. He's got 9 points now, looking to make it 10 at the line, which would leave him 7 away from 1,000. And Metuchen will bring back some of their starters as Cohn and Benderly check back in. Malamug and Gujrathi head to the bench. So it's the starting lineup out there with the exception of Emsley. It's Lataye in at the center instead, and Michael Landis, who has 3 points, will check back in for Skylar Mack, who picked up the foul there, and Schiappa here at the line. Can't get the friendly roll, but he's got 9 points now, so he's more than halfway there. He needs 17 to get to 1,000. He's already got 9, and we're just a minute and a half into the second quarter. Nearly a trap, gets it out to Brzezowski. Tied at 13, the runner, no good. Starcevic tried to tip it out, he couldn't secure it. Max Cohn gets the rebound, and Cohn will head back the other way, patrolling the Metuchen offense. Inside, Santos, layup is good. Ben Santos with his second bucket, and Metuchen goes back up by 2. It's a Bulldog team that beat Highland Park by 20-plus points in both their meetings last season, but Highland Park much improved. Metuchen, a lot of changes on this roster. A lot of seniors graduated from last year. Here's another try from long range. No good for Robin Pestka, and Lataye comes down with the board. Max Cohn brings it up. 5:45 remaining in the second quarter. Leaves it off for Schiappa. Highland Park is now, looked like they were going to double-team Schiappa for a moment. Now he's going to find Santos. Santos just hits off the backboard on the 3. Couldn't even get the rim. Rebound by Haley Locke. Bounce pass ahead. The shot no good, but a foul on Santos as Landis tried to go up with it. And the senior Michael Landis averaging just over 4 points a game. He's already got 3 in this one, and he'll head to the line for 2. So Landis gets set. It's 15-13 Metuchen here. Girls basketball also played earlier. 29-point loss in that one for them, but it's a doubleheader here for Metuchen basketball at home today, as the first free throw no good for Landis, and Kay Emsley will check back in as Lataye takes a seat after an extended run at the center position. So Metuchen's got all 5 of their starters back out there, as does Highland Park, with the exception of Taylor Trin, who's in the game. Second free throw is banked home by Landis. So Michael Landis now with 4 points. 15-14, 5:30 remaining in the second quarter. Here comes Max Cohn with the ball. Cohn drives in. Over to Schiappa. They'll close out on the 3-point attempt. Nice defense from Trin. Trin gets tripped up. Swings it out to Cohn. Cohn tries a 3. Too strong. Rebound by Haley Locke. Highland Park looking for the lead back. Pass ahead to Landis. Landis, no shot. It's going to be a travel. Landis took too many steps there, and a lot of these unforced errors we're seeing over and over again for Highland Park, Josh.
Yeah, definitely. You cannot give up errors like that. I know it, you know, when you're on a breakaway, emotions are high, you get excited, but you have to stay in control and disciplined. And that's going to cost you a bunch of unnecessary fouls.
Ball rolling all over the place. It's going to be secured by Haley Locke. Now he passes ahead to Starcevic. Starcevic inside. Nice pass from Trin. Landis goes down, and this time there will be a foul. So he nearly face plants there as he is fouled. Looked like it was Benderly who closed out there along with Schiappa. We'll see who gets called for the foul. It's going to be Benderly, his first, Metuchen's third. Landis shakes it off, and he'll inbound underneath with 4:54 remaining in the first half. Metuchen leading 15-14. Landis finds Haley Locke. He'll try a 3. No good. He still can't find a shot. Haley Locke still looking for his first points. He is their leading scorer. 16 points a game, but he has been silent so far in this one. Big reason why Metuchen's leading. Santos double teamed. Up to Schiappa. Schiappa, 3-pointer. No good. Rebound by Starcevic. Just an update for those just tuning in. Schiappa is 8 points away now from 1,000 in his career. He's got 9 today. He needs to get to 17. Landis, nice shot, but too strong. Santos the rebound. Long pass ahead for Benderly, a bit too far. Last touch looks like it's going to be off of Highland Park, and it will be Metuchen possession. They'll inbound from the near side. Ben Santos averaging just under 5 points a game. He's already got 4 in this one. He's got 4, Malamug 2, Schiappa the other 9 for Metuchen. Here's Max Cohn. Over to Schiappa on the corner. Fakes one out. Shot is no good off the front of the rim. Chasing after it and trying to save it is Trin. Benderly gets it back in for Schiappa. He loses the ball. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Metuchen. A couple Highland Park players surprised by the call, but Metuchen gets another break here. It was a nice pass by Benderly, but into traffic, and Schiappa couldn't secure it. Halfway through the second quarter, 1-point lead for Metuchen. Here comes Benderly driving in, and he will travel now, and it's Highland Park ball. So a tough turnover there for Metuchen after getting multiple chances on that possession. And up the floor comes Highland Park, trailing 15-14. Their leading scorer, 4 points apiece for Landis and Starcevic. Ewan Haley Locke has been held scoreless so far. Pesca, their second leading scorer, hasn't done much either. He's going to swing it out to the far side. Here's a 3-pointer from Tyler Trin, no good. Long rebound goes out to the far side. Landis to Pesca, no good. Starcevic trying to get it. Another offensive rebound here. Those are killer. Highland Park gets another chance. Extended possession here. Haley Locke tries to fake out Emsley. Closes out, swinging it back out. Left wing, Haley Locke splits the double team. Rises up, puts it in. Ewan Haley Locke finally in the scorers column, and Highland Park goes back out in front, 16-15, with 3:10 remaining here in the second quarter. Metuchen 6 of their next 8 games are against Highland Park, Middlesex, and Dunellen, the lower teams in the GMC Blue Division. They've already had to play Spotswood twice. They've already played South River once and play them again on Wednesday. Benderly drives in. That one's stripped away by Pesca. And here comes Highland Park with it. 2:48 remaining in the first half. Owls with a 1-point lead. Starcevic turnaround is good. Just nothing you can do in that situation with the height differential, and Coach James Cardillo wants to talk things over as Highland Park goes on a bit of a run. They're fired up on their sideline as Highland Park has a 3-point lead here over Metuchen with 2:40 remaining in the second quarter. Josh, what does Metuchen have to improve upon defensively to try to slow down this Highland Park team that is starting to find their shot?
They definitely have to start getting their defensive rebounds in order. We saw that last drive, 3 different rebounds, 3 different recoveries from this Highland Park team. You can't do that. You have to, at some point, really need to get it together and take the ball down the court, because you're not going to win if you don't score. And if you let them pass around for that much time, eventually they will get a bucket. Another thing they have to worry about is overcommitment on defense. It is very tempting when you see an open guy to just rush towards them, but you can't do that, especially at the top of the key right here, and that just leaves guys open. You have a double team where you don't need it, and then you go out, have a guy open on the key to either shoot a three-pointer or to pass it around, and that's eventually what cracked them at touch and defense on those last few drives.
Yeah, Highland Park, that, like we said at the top of the show, they were a much improved team from last year. They went 1-9 last season, went winless in GMC Blue Division play, but already 2 Blue Division wins this year against Dunellen and Middlesex, and they play Dunellen again on Wednesday at home. Coach Kambui Little doing a great job with this Highland Park team. And despite losing their top scorer, Nicholas, who was a graduate last year, they've found some other options and are making things happen. Max Cohn finds Ben Santos. Santos on the right wing. Brzezowski comes close. Benderly. Wild pass picked off by Haley Locke. Not the best decision right there. Here comes the Highland Park the other way. Haley Locke met by Schiappa. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Marcus Malamug is ready to check in on the sideline, as is Lataye for the Bulldogs at the next stoppage. Both coaches very loud here. Haley Locke lobs it up for Starcevich. That's going to go out of bounds over the hands of Starcevich, and it'll be Metuchen possession, as Lataye and Malamug will come in for Emsley and Benderly, who have both struggled so far in this game. It seems like some of the bench players have done the best job accompanying Cone and Schiappa out there on the floor for Metuchen. Cone passes over to the right. Santos inside for Lataye. Turnaround. And now Ben Santos will reset with the ball. Over to Cone. Cone on the left wing. Back to Ben Santos, and now Schiappa has it. Schiappa leads in with the left shoulder. Tries to keep it in bounds. Nice pass to Lataye. Nice ball movement from the Bulldogs. Santos out to Cone. Left wing 3. No good. Schiappa gets the rebound. The putback. Can't get that one to fall either. Third chance. Third time's the charm. And Schiappa puts it in. And Dom Schiappa with another bucket. He now has 11 points, so he is 6 away from 1,000. Now it's Brzezowski. Malamo closes out. Drives in. High arcing floater is good. Matt Brzezowski has provided a spark off the bench. He's now got 5 points. It's 20-17 Highland Park. Final minute of play here approaching in the first half. Hard-fought game here between the Dogs and the Owls, and another turnover. This time it's Ben Santos, the youngster in that main lineup, a sophomore amongst many juniors and seniors, and Santos there with a poor mistake, Josh.
Yeah, definitely. These offensive mistakes have killed both teams so far, and it's partly why it's such a low-scoring game, is nothing's been able to click right for these two teams.
What a pass there, completely faked out Schiappa, and Tyler Trin capitalizes. Highland Park getting a lot of production from several different players. 6 different Owls have entered the scoring column, and they now have their biggest lead. They're up 5, 40 seconds remaining here in the first half. Malamug leaves it off for Lataye, back to Schiappa. Schiappa looks to make a move, drives in. Now splits the double team, the floater leaves it short. Starcevich goes down. He may be a bit shaken up, and we'll get a stoppage with 26 seconds left, and it looked like he may have rolled his ankle. He doesn't really want to put any weight on that, and that's a concerning sign for Highland Park. Starcevich, their key big man, has played a great game. Didn't exactly see, but I think Schiappa going for the rebound kind of got tied up with him, and Starcevich maybe came down with the ankle awkwardly on Schiappa's foot, and he'll be helped to the sideline by his coach and a player and hobble off.
Yeah, it's not a good sign for Highland Park here. He is their leading scorer so far, and he's just a massive physical presence for this Owls team. Let's see what they do to kind of replace him and compensate for that big loss.
So trainer will check up on him, and he'll get to go to the locker room momentarily. 20 seconds remaining here in the first half. Out to the corner. A three-pointer is left short there by Skylar Mack, but Lataya can't handle the rebound. It's taken away by Brzezowski. 10 seconds. Wild pass. Both these teams very erratic right now. Haley Locke with 8 seconds. Malamug trying not to foul, but playing tight defense. Gets it off. It's going to go out of bounds, and they'll say last touch by Cone, so it'll stay with Highland Park. 3 seconds remaining in the first half. So it'll be one last chance for a buzzer beater here as Highland Park has sort of taken control in the second quarter, gone up 5. Brzezowski fading deep. That goes off the top of the backboard and out of bounds. So Metuchen will have a chance for a heave here with 1.4 seconds on the clock. A chance to just set something up and try a desperation shot here, down by 5 just before halftime. Highland Park is going to stay back. No press. Pass goes to Cone. Cone gets it off. Fires it. Almost hits the rim there. Wild shot, and he actually did get that off, but that will end the first half with a 22-17 advantage here for Highland Park. And Josh, we've seen Metuchen and Schiappa playing well. He's got 11 points, but the question with this team is always who else is going to step up offensively. Only 6 points combined from the rest of the lineup, so some other players for the Bulldogs are going to have to step up going forwards.
Yeah, definitely, and we do know that they are trying to feed Schiappa here because of that milestone he's trying to reach, but that shouldn't really change the game you're trying to play. They have played a game where everybody shares the ball, everybody gets their points in, and he's still a high-scoring individual. So I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if it's maybe nerves or if they're just kind of having an off day. But definitely they have to get other people involved right now because what they're doing right now is not working.
Yeah, totally. So for Highland Park, leading scorers, Daniel Starzovic, who we saw go down with an injury. He's walking across in the camera view, and you can see him definitely favoring that right ankle right now. We'll see if we see him back out on the court in the second half. Looks a little better that he's able to put some weight on it, but concerning sign there. He's their leading scorer with 6. Brzezowski has 5. 4 for Landis, 3 for Faison Morris, and 2 apiece for Trin and Haley Locke. As for Metuchen, Schiappa's done it all. He's got 11 points. He is 6 away from 1,000 for his career. 4 points for Ben Santos and 2 for Marcus Malamug. So that's where we sit right now. Halftime from Metuchen. 22-17 is your score. Bulldogs looking for their first Blue Division win of the season, and for Metuchen as well, Schiappa looking to join the history books. 6 points away from 1,000. He's already got 11, needing 6 more to join that elusive list. So 22-17, Highland Park by 5. We'll be back in a few minutes. Eddie Kalegi and Josh Hyman here on the Bulldog Report. We'll be back in a momentarily for the second half. Back at Metuchen High School, second half about to get underway. Eddie Kalegi and Josh Hyman back here at MHS with the Bulldogs trailing by 5 to the Highland Park Owls. Highland Park looking for really an unprecedented start to their season in Blue Division play, looking to get to 3-1. This is a team that dropped all 9 of their division contests last year. But of course the focus for Metuchen, yes, it's winning this game, but Dom Schiappa, he's got a rooting audience there. He's got a rooting audience also here in Mr. Cathcart's office, ready to cheer him on. Schiappa has 11 first half points. He is 6 away from 1,000. So how does Coach Cardillo balance this? They still want to win this game, but of course they want to get Schiappa to his milestone as well. So how does he really assess this going into this third quarter trailing by 5?
Honestly, it's getting the ball to other players besides Schiappa, because we need some more firepower on this offense for this Metuchen team. And Schiappa, as good as he is, he cannot carry this Bulldog team by himself. And with the way they have played historically, Schiappa has had no problems getting points while others are scoring. So perhaps the real way to get to those milestones and to get the game is to get more people involved besides Dom.
So Max Cohn passes, here we go. Metuchen now going right to left. Schiappa going to work quickly, can't get it to go, but the second chance is good. And right there, he's up to 13 points, 996 in the career. And more importantly for the Bulldogs, they trail by just 3. Up the floor to Haley Locke. Haley Locke passes it back to Robin Pesca. They've both been pretty quiet. 2 of their leading scorers have combined for just 2 points so far in this game. Now driving in. Stutter step from Landis, no good, too strong, batted away by Emsley, trying to save it as Benderly, almost crashes into the sideline there, and you also see Starcevich sitting on the sideline as that ball goes out of bounds. So he is currently not in the game. He's got his ankle elevated. We saw him get his ankle kind of turned there in the second quarter, so it's going to be interesting to see if we see him back out there, the leading scorer for Highland Park in the first half. Landis will inbound to the corner for 3, too strong, and that's going to go off of the forearm of Benderly. He thought there was a foul, but it's going to be Highland Park ball. 7 minutes, 18 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Looks like every banner and balloon in existence at Metuchen High School is heading out there. So they're getting ready for the big moment for Dom, as a miss there from long range for Haley Locke, rebound by Ben Santos, and up the floor comes Max Cohn. Metuchen down just 1 possession. Highland Park is led by as many as 5. Bulldogs had a first quarter lead, but struggled to shoot well from the field in the second. There's Schiappa for 3, and he can't hit off the front of the rim. Rebound taken in there. Far ahead, wild pass, looking for Michael Landis, and he can't handle it. Metuchen ball. Highland Park has been playing very erratic in this game, Josh, and it feels like if they just controlled things a little bit, maybe they'd be up more than 3 points.
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of offensive errors for the Owls team, and if they do just cool it down, slow it down, and try to take control, they will pull ahead. But unfortunately, that's not what they're doing right now.
So Emsley missed. Here comes Highland Park trying to go up 2 possessions. It's Haley Locke, too strong. Ball goes right through the arms of Santos. The putback, and Landis is hit there. It looks like they're actually, that'd be a jump ball. I'm not exactly sure what the signal is. It looks like it's actually going to be a foul. It initially signaled with 2 hands, so he changed it to a foul. So it's going to be a foul there against K. Emsley, his second, and it'll send Landis to the line. Landis, a senior, 4 points in this one, averaging just over 4 points a game this season, and the first free throw is no good off the back iron. Highland Park scored the first points of this game. Metuchen was up 6 in the first quarter, but the Owls slowly chipped away in the second quarter and were up 5 at halftime. They've got their starting lineup except for Morris, but both free throws are a missed, and another offensive rebound. That shot is no good from Skylar Mack, and Schiappa's got the rebound. Dom Schiappa, 13 of Metuchen's 19 points. He is 4 points away from 1,000. Emsley, no look pass to Benderly. Santos tries a 3, and gets it to fall. Ben Santos from downtown, and we are tied at 22. Santos with his second basket of the game, and it's a big one to even the score. Back the other way. Skylar Mack, no good. Knocked away. Faison Morris comes up with it. No foul yet, and they're going to call a jump ball. The possession arrow was Highland Park's way, but that'll at least get it pointed the other direction, as Lataille will check in for Emsley, who has 2 fouls.
It was incredible play by this Metuchen defense. It was very easy to pick up a foul there, but they keep it clean, they keep it disciplined, and they slow down this offense.
Haley Locke tries to answer from 3. He can't rebound by Lataille. His pass is batted down by Haley Locke. Now Cohn ahead for Schiappa, but he leaves it short. It's picked off. We've seen Max Cohn struggle with the turnovers this season, and that's a tough one right there. Highland Park looking for the lead. inside. The shot is good. That's Robin Pesca with his first points of the game. Pesca averaging 7 points a game this season, but just his first there, and Highland Park goes back up 2, their first points of the second half. Bounce pass left short, another costly turnover for the Bulldogs, and Highland Park will look to extend their lead. With the ball, dribbling low is Haley Locke. Chest pass out wide, and now it goes to Pesca between the circles, who sets up the play. Head fake, moves right, drives in, leaves it out. Now it's Skylar Mack dribbling with the right hand. Santos on him, back to Haley Locke. Bulldogs defense closing out well. Hanging on to it, back to Haley Locke. Over to the left. Pesca nearly knocked away, and Lataye reached over, and that's going to be a foul. That's already 3 fouls here against Metuchen in the first 3 minutes of this half. They only had 3 fouls in the entire first half, so the Bulldogs not playing as disciplined here in this third quarter, but still offensively keeping in striking distance. Pesca nearly has it stripped away. Now it is loose from Benderly. Knocked ahead, secured by Schiappa. Schiappa throws up a prayer, goes down hard, but a foul is going to be called, and Dom Schiappa will head to the line with a chance to get to 3 or potentially 2 points away from 1,000. Schiappa is 1 of 2 from the line so far in this game, and with 2 makes here would tie the game up at 24. And keeping an eye on the fouls, that's now 3 against Skylar Mack, who's been in foul trouble for much of this game, averaging 5 points a game this season. He has still not entered the scoring column, and Schiappa is off on the first free throw. Schiappa had 30 points in Metuchen's last game on Friday against Spotswood. It was a loss for the Bulldogs, but they kept it close. The Chargers, though, got the season sweep, beating Metuchen at home and then coming to Metuchen and getting the victory in the Brainy Borough Friday. Schiappa gets the second one to fall. 9:97, 14 for the game, and the Bulldogs are down 1. 4:44 remaining in the third quarter. Here's Brzezowski. Quick pass to the left. And that's taken away by Benderly. Benderly lollipops it up. Schiappa takes it on the bounce, puts it up. No good, leaves it short. Lataye gets the rebound. The putback is good for Alex Lataye. What a job by Lataye to stay with the play. And Metuchen goes back out in front for the first time since early in the second quarter. 25-24. Driving in is Skylar Mack, and that's going to be a foul there. Looks like against Lataye. Max Cohn can't believe the call. He thinks that Mack stepped out of bounds. But it's going to be another foul against Metuchen, their 4th of the period. Bulldogs still chirping, and Coach Cardillo not too happy with the call either. So it's the second foul against Lataye, and an inbound here for Highland Park. Quick pass. Brzezowski drives in, kicks it out, left side for Tyler Trin just into the game. Trin, Brzezowski, Mack, Haley Locke, and Morris, the 5 for Highland Park. Bulldogs going with Lataye, Santos, Benderly, Cohn, and Dom Schiappa. Haley Locke with it. 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Drives in. Strong side on Schiappa. And we'll see what the call is here. It's going to be a timeout with 3:55 remaining in the third quarter, and the Bulldogs up 25-24. Josh, we've seen this Bulldogs offense starting to light it up. We've seen Ben Santos and Lataye chipping in, Schiappa adding in the scoring column. So it seems like everything you said at the start of the third quarter, Metuchen had to find other options, and they're starting to do that, and they've held Highland Park to just 2 points out of the break as well.
Definitely. I think that three-pointer from Santos really set things in motion, and those three-point shots are things that have been desperately missing from this Metuchen offense, especially with a lot of their graduating seniors from last year putting up those moves. And I think they still have a lot to do. They still have to clean up those passes, especially those down-court passes, especially to Schiappa. They have been a bit wild, and I understand that they're trying to get into points, but they still need to keep in control, and those points will come if they do that. But other than that, this Metuchen team, they have been playing a lot better in this quarter so far.
And Pesca and Haley Locke, they combined for 28 points in the last game against Keyport. They've been held to 4, so talk about how important it is to shut down those big guys and force Highland Park to kind of try to find other options today.
Yeah, definitely. I think in most of Metuchen's losses so far, there has been that breakaway player that's put up, 15, 18, 22 points a game. And fortunately for the Bulldogs, that isn't happening here. However, they do have to look out for a lot of these big impact players. And unfortunately, number 15 for Highland Park is... No, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes, 15 for Highland Park is out of the game, which is huge. for the Owls, and also huge for the Bulldogs if they can capitalize on that lack of height.
Yeah, Starcevic with ice on his ankle right now, so he is out. Faison Morris is in at the 5. If Morris needs a breather, they do not have any other big height. Those are their two centers, so Metuchen might try to exploit that when the time comes. Brzezowski nearly taken away by Cone. Highland Park looking to get the lead back. They were up 5 at the break. Now the Bulldogs are up by a point. Morris clears out to Brzezowski. Up the baseline. The runner is no good. Morris fighting for the rebound with Lataye. Lataye goes down hard, and it looks like a foul is going to be called. See what the call is. That would be number 5 against Metuchen, and it's going to be Liam Benderly. So a little bit off the ball there as Morris and Lataye were the main two fighting for it. Benderly kind of reached in and picked up the foul. That's now 5 fouls here against Metuchen. It was not a shooting foul, though, so it'll be an inbound here for the Owls. Haley Locke looking for someone, and he'll get it in. Driving in. Up the middle is Mack. Mack throws it up. Too strong. His putback bounces 3 times and goes down. Skylar Mack with his first points of the game. Another Owl in the scoring column. And Highland Park goes up 1. Cone. Passes over to Santos. Here's Schiappa. Schiappa drives in. Puts it up. Gets it to fall! $9.99 for Schiappa. He's got 16 for the game. And if he can bury this free throw, a big moment's going to be coming. And you can see the student section is pumped up for this big opportunity. 27-26, 16 points for Schiappa. A free throw right here would get him to 1,000. Or was that? Okay, I only had 16 points, but I guess that was all he needed. So it's official, 1,000 points for Dom Schiappa. I was told 17, he's got 16, but big moment there, and it looks like Dom Schiappa has done it. 1,000 points, he reaches the milestone on an amazing finish there. Coach Cardillo greets him. All of his fans there that came to cheer him on are there for the big moment. And the students surround, so with 3:07 left in the third quarter, Dom Schiappa has done it. He has joined the very elusive class of 1,000-point scorers, and like we talked about, a moment long coming for the Marywood College commit. Thought maybe he'd get it a lot earlier, but a shortened season last year, some injuries, but he's already accomplished it early in his senior season. There's the poster out with the cheerleading team. 1,000 points for Dom Schiappa. And Schiappa has done it, and has also given the Bulldogs a 27-26 lead. And of course a group picture is coming here. Schiappa's family out there as well. A lot of students there to cheer him on. Girls basketball team. Current students, former students, some former players are also in attendance for this big moment. And Schiappa will head off with his balloons. We knew it was going to be coming in this game, and he gets it with 3:07 left in the third quarter. So what a moment for Dom Schiappa. And he'll head to the free throw line here.
See, the Bulldogs can capitalize here from the free throw line. They have had some trouble during this game so far. So has Highland Park. And like we discussed time and time again, this charity stripe is big because they're only leading by 1 point. They could have been leading by at least 4 or 5 if they hit every single free throw.
And Schiappa misses. Rebound, and now a foul on Benderly. Now, after the big moment, now I you know, you hate to mention this, but I remember I was here when Molly Malay got to 1,000 points last year. And it seemed like the Bulldogs team after the celebration kind of was deflated and lackadaisical, and on the other hand, the opponents really got fired up, and Metuchen ended up losing that game. So it's important now not to get too caught up in the moment and focus on getting the win. They've done the job. They've gotten Schiappa to that monumental moment and that milestone, but this is a dog pile here fighting for it, and it looks like it's should be a jump ball. We'll see, unless they call a foul, and it will be a jump ball. Possession arrow pointed Metuchen's way. So 27-26, 2:51 remaining here in the third quarter.
Yeah, definitely. Nobody likes to be on the other side of a highlight reel, so this is probably going to light a fire underneath Highland Park.
Malama can't get the first one to fall. Shocked there was no foul called. Now Malama goes down hard, and he may be shaken up, and it looked like he may have hit his head, and that is tough to see. Looks like he's going to get up and try to shake it off. He went down, got tied up with Michael Landis. Coach Cardillo way out on the floor to talk about something. And Malamug is going to come out. That was a hard tumble for Marcus Malamug. And he is going to head over to the corner with the trainer. And Kay Emsley will check back into the game. Regardless, I guess that's going to be an offensive foul in the end, so even worse there for the Bulldogs. 27-26 Metuchen. 2:27 remaining in the third quarter. Picked off by Emsley. Pass ahead. Secured by Schiappa. Throws it up. Gets to the fall! Dom Schiappa and one! He's taking over here. 18 points now for Dom and can make it 19 at the line. And Marcus Malamug clearly okay. We'll check right back into the game for Kay Emsley. He's been effective, and he'll come in. Now, I was told he was 17 points away from 1,000. Maybe he was actually 16, but now he's definitely over 1,000. He misses that one. Rebound by Malamug. Malamug spins a couple of times. Can't get the finish. Schiappa still fighting for it. Malamug still has the ball. Goes down hard again. A tie-up with Landis. And we're seeing the intensity really ratchet up here from both teams.
Yeah, definitely, especially from guys like Malamug. Off the bench, got something to prove, really need to make those minutes count. And right after his hard fall into his head, he's back out there just fighting for possession, and that's something really admirable about this Bulldog team.
Metuchen motivated after the moment. Highland Park obviously as well, when they have to watch a game be stopped for some sort of ceremony. And Schiappa here with the steal. Dom Schiappa navigating ahead. Nice pass, leaves it off for Santis, and it's good. Dom Schiappa showing off the handles and the distributing power. And the Bulldogs now have a 5-point lead. A 10-point turnaround in the third quarter. The Dogs lead at 31-26. Haley Locke from three. No good off the back iron. Rebound Schiappa. And Schiappa will slow things down. Metuchen firmly in control here in this third quarter after Starcevic got hurt. Cone, no-look pass from Malamug. He wasn't expecting it, but luckily it deflects off the fingertips of Haley Locke and it'll stay with the Dogs. And Haley Locke will now take a seat, and Robin Pestka checks into the game. Max Cone passes. Malamug, no good. Lataye saves it, gets it back to Schiappa. Schiappa now pivots, triple teamed, knocked away, stolen by Highland Park. Here come the Owls, running it up the floor. Brzezowski inside, layup no good. Rebound Ben Santis. And now a foul is going to be called against Brzezowski. Reaching over there and over the back against Brzezowski. A lot of fouls from both teams in the third quarter. 4 on Highland Park, 6 on Metuchen. So the Owls one away from the bonus. Here comes Max Cone with it. Passes to Santis. Bulldogs looking for their first Blue Division win of the season and the first in the tenure of Cardillo. And Marcus Malamug there gets the finish. No Schiappa on that possession, no problem. Cone to Santis to Lataye. And they get the finish to Malamug. And that one is an air ball from 3 out of bounds from Tyler Trin. And a substitution here, and it looks like it's going to be Evangelos Kambitsis checking in for the first time, the junior. As Brzezowski will take a seat, Skylar Mack does as well. Bulldogs suddenly in control, a 7-point lead, 33-26. Malamug inside of Lataye, Alex Lataye, yes! The Bulldogs in control, up by 9. What a third quarter. Outscoring Highland Park 18-4 in the period. Pass to Faison Mars. 30 seconds. Another steal. Lataye ahead for Schiappa. Dom Schiappa down the lane. Lays it up. Can't get it to go. That ball rolled around twice and didn't go down. Unlucky there for Schiappa, who's already hit the 1,000-point milestone. Haley Locke, no-look pass. Kambitsis for 3, no good. Morris the rebound. 10 seconds. Chance, no good. Rebound by Cone. Metuchen still has time for one more shot. 5 seconds. Here comes Cone navigating. Leaves it off Schiappa. Schiappa, mid-range J. It's pure. And that's how the third quarter comes to an end. What a quarter from the Bulldogs. They outscore Highland Park 19-4. Dom Schiappa gets his moment. He's got 20 points in the game. 1,003 for the career. And Metuchen up 37-26 with 8 minutes to go. What a huge quarter for this team, Josh.
Yeah, that was incredible play from the Bulldogs here. And like I said, they're starting to get that ball around more. We see Malamug hitting 4. We see Lataye stepping up big with 4 points as well. Ben Santis up to 9, as well as Schiappa putting up 20. And you saw it too. This game just switched into attack mode for both teams. This is going a lot quicker, a lot more aggressive, but also the fouls are getting a bit less common for both teams, and that's something we really like to see here. This game has energy, it has power, it has drive, and this is something this Bulldog team needs to win, and they've been able to turn it around incredibly. Now, this may come from that big injury off that bench from Highland Park, but that's unfortunately a part of the game that you have to deal with. And I don't know what it is, but I think this Bulldog team has found their footing, and going into this fourth quarter, they are in control.
Yeah, the problem for the Owls, their three big guys have all been largely absent. Starcevic, who averages a double-double, 11 points, 10 rebounds. He's already missed 2 games this season. Not sure if it was due to that ankle injury, if he kind of re-aggravated something, but he's not out there. Only 2 points for Haley Locke and only 2 points for Pesca. Those are their 3 leading scorers. They combine to average 33 points a game. They only have 10 so far in this one, so that's a big reason. It's a 12-0 run for Metuchen, dating back to the midway point in the third quarter when Schiappa got his 1,000th point. Cone, Lataya inside, Marcus Malamug, clearly feeling just fine after that fall earlier. Marcus Malamug puts it in. Another bucket from him. 6 points now for the junior, and the Bulldogs up by 13, breaking this game wide open. Highland Park desperately in need of a score. 14 unanswered points. Brzezowski airballs the 3-rebound Max Cone. Relentless attack from the Dogs. Here comes Cone inside, and that one's going to be kicked off the foot of Pesca, and it's going to stay with Metuchen. With a win, if this holds up, Metuchen would go to 3-5 and get their first Blue Division win. They have Highland Park, Dunellen twice, and Middlesex twice coming up. Santos is off on the 3, rims wide left. Highland Park plays Dunellen next on Wednesday. Haley Locke lines one up, dials one up. He just cannot get threes to fall. Down on the floor, trying to save it. Over the top of Lataya, and somehow he gets it free. Cone no-look pass for Schiappa. He can't handle it, out of bounds. Highland Park ball. Bulldogs getting very flashy here. Got to keep it under control, but they do have a significant lead right now, and a timeout will be called there by Kambui Little. So 39-26. We'll be back momentarily. Eddie Kalegi and Josh Hyman here on the Bulldog Report. Seven minutes, 9 seconds remaining. Eddie Kalegi with Josh Hyman. Josh, it's weird to be back here at Metuchen High School doing a game with you.
Yeah, definitely. It is great to be back and see how this program is just continuing to get better, and see how this club is being carried on by, passionate guys who are like-minded like you.
Inside, the finish, no good. It's going to go out of bounds. A clean block by Emsley. Interesting thing, the 2 Highland Park games last season, only 1 player on the current Metuchen roster appeared in either of those games. Schiappa played in 1 of them. So it's been a major turnover for this team, a new coach as well. But they're starting to find their rhythm after a slow start to the season. Speaking of finding their rhythm, Skylar Mack with a bucket there for Highland Park. They had not scored since the 4-minute mark in the third quarter. It was 14 unanswered from the Dogs to go from down 1 to up 13. It's now an 11-point lead. Bulldogs looking to respond, passing it around the horn. Schiappa on the left wing, drives in, leads with the left shoulder, pivots, puts it up, mid-range, no good, gets his own rebound, and flicks it up and in. 22 points for Dom Schiappa. Bulldogs up by 13. Brzezowski, bounce pass, trying to handle it. I thought he was out of bounds, but it doesn't really matter. Metuchen takes it away anyway. Here comes Max Cone. Cone leaves it off for Schiappa, to the corner Santos. Santos makes one miss, jumper from 12 feet away, no good. Brzezowski the rebound. Brzezowski, Pesca, Haley Locke, Landis, and Mack the 5 on the floor for Highland Park. Skylar Mack. Yes, sir. 6 points for Skylar Mack. Was in foul trouble early. He's got 6 points in the second half. 6 of Highland Park's 8 here in the second half. Metuchen has outscored them 24-8. And a takeaway. Emsley careless with the ball there. Back the other way. Brzezowski gets it to go. And here comes Highland Park. They cut it back to single digits. 41-32, 5:33 to go. This game is certainly not over. Santos left wide open for three. No good. A fight for the board. Benderly's down with it with Landis. And it looks like it'll be a jump ball. The possession arrow is Highland Park's way. And Lataye, who's been a big-time spark plug in this game, he's got 4 points, a couple of steals. He's going to come back in. Kay Emsley, who's really struggled and has not scored yet in this one, heads to the bench. Emsley averaging just under 6 points a game this season. So here comes Pesca with it. 8 different Highland Park players have scored at least 2 points in this one. They've been sharing the ball well, but like Josh said earlier, nobody's really been able to firmly step up as that big guy to rival Schiappa. Brzezowski trying to do that. Hero shot from deep. Heat check no good. Lataye the rebound. Here comes Schiappa. Schiappa, Euro step, leaves it short. Rebound taken. Back the other way. Here comes Highland Park. Over to the right side. Stutter step. Kicks it back to the top of the key for Brzezowski. Now it's Haley Locke. Haley Locke guarded by Cone. Cone looking for the steal. Nearly swipes it away. Haley Locke steps back. Inside. Layup no good for Mack. Rebound by Benderly. Great defensive stand from the Dogs. 9-point lead for Metuchen. 4:35 remaining in the quarter. Santos over to Cone. Cone. Mid-range. Gets it to fall. Max Cone had been quiet all game long. That's actually his first points of the game, and it's 43-32. Cone, the second leading scorer on this team, has really struggled in this one, but gets a nice basket there to make it a double-digit game again. Mack, the answer, yes. 9-point lead for Metuchen. 4 minutes, 6 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs looking for their first Blue Division win since James Cardillo took over as head coach. Cone's going to slow it down. Metuchen passing it around a little wildly right now. Santos left alone inside Benderly. Benderly puts it in. First Cone, now Liam Benderly get buckets. That's the first points for Liam Benderly now, and Metuchen up by 11 once again. Back the other way, Haley Locke, easy. Both these offenses really starting to come into form here late in this game after a low-scoring start to this one. It was tied at 10 after the first quarter. Cone decides against the three. Dribbles left. Benderly passes it out to Lataye. Lataye works in, leaves it off for Benderly. Benderly makes a move, almost knocked away. Cone, three. No good off the back iron. Rebound Haley Locke. If you and Haley Locke can start finding his shot, it would be a big difference here. Highland Park down by 9, and a timeout's going to be called here. And Coach James Cardillo is yelling at someone. I don't know if it's a player or a ref. I think it's one of the players. Wasn't happy with something there. That's a timeout, I believe, by Highland Park, which would leave them with only 1 left in the game. And that is true. So only 1 timeout left, down 9. If you're Coach Kambui Little, what would you be telling these Owls right here?
Just keep it up. I mean, you've seen this Highland Park team explode in this last quarter here. Especially Skylar Mack came with only 2 points coming into this quarter, and now he's up to 8. He is now the leading scorer for this Highland Park Owls team, almost seemingly out of nowhere. And the question of could he replace their injured big man? I think the answer is quite possibly, and I think Metuchen really has to start looking out for him, because during this whole game there hasn't really been that player to watch for Highland Park, and that seems to be the case now. So as long as Metuchen can lock that down and keep in control and keep it the high-powered offense that they've been producing in the last 10 minutes, I think they'll be just okay and they'll squeak out a win here.
Next game for Metuchen against South River Wednesday. They got blown out 65-47. I believe that's the game you actually broadcasted with Ike against South River a couple weeks ago. That's the best team in the Blue Division, so that's going to be a tough one for sure for the Bulldogs looking ahead. But back to this game. Not over yet. 9-point game, 3:10 to go, and Highland Park has some shooters who can fire away. One of them is Robin Pesca. He has the ball. Haley Locke cutting back in. Pesca, mid-range. Bouncer no good. Out near our camera, Max Cone secures it. Cone over to Santos. Back to Cone. Cone across the timeline. Works it in. Pass. Benderly puts it up. No good. Bulldogs have been able to exploit the paint ever since Daniel Starcevich went down with an injury late in the second quarter. Another costly turnover for Highland Park. Cone will slow the pace down wisely. Schiappa, free throw line, J is good. Dom Schiappa again. 11-point lead for the Bulldogs. 2 minutes, 37 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. And Schiappa up to 24 points, right around his season average, averaging just over 27 a game. He had 30 last time out. Inside, going down hard, and that's going to be an offensive foul as Lataille takes the charge. The Bulldogs defense, Josh, has really stepped up in a big way throughout this game.
Yeah, definitely. They've definitely gunked up that Highland Park offense so far, and like I said, that physicality from that Highland Park team is just gone. They have not found a suitable replacement so far.
Benderly with it, 2:22 to go. Bulldogs maybe looking for the nail in the coffin here. Schiappa leaves it off. Lataille, yes! Alex Lataille on the feed from Schiappa. The Bulldogs passing down low has been incredible in this second half. And Metuchen is up 13. Final 2 minutes of play. Three-pointer, Tyler Trin, no good off the front of the rim. Right back to Haley Locke. His try isn't good either. Lataille the rebound and gets it out to Max Cone. Full court press here from Highland Park. Cone is met there. He's going to get across. Max Cone dribbles left, back right. Kicks it over to Santos. Santos to Benderly. Down low, Lataille can't get the friendly roll. Cone nearly knocked it away. Rebound taken in by Pesca. Ewan Haley Locke. Passes. Landis drops it off. Pesca. Head fake. Back to Haley Locke. Top of the key. Double team. Three-pointer. No good. He still hasn't hit from long range in this game. Schiappa with a rebound. And Metuchen will slow the pace way down. Bulldogs looking pretty safe right now to get their first Blue Division win of the year with a much more manageable schedule coming. Lataille tries to bank home a three. Not his range whatsoever. Haley Locke the rebound. And a big-timed collision there as Lataille goes down hard. He and Landis were both going to the ball. And a lot of players shaken up in this game. Malamug took a hard fall. Starcevic left in the second quarter, did not return. Lataille looks to be all right, though. And now Malamug and Gujrathi will check back into the game. Santos and Benderly will take a seat for likely the final time in this one. Schiappa's still out there, so it's Cone, Schiappa, Lataille, Malamug, and Gujrathi for Metuchen. Michael Landis at the charity stripe. He's got 4 points. He's got 1 point from the line already in this one. 1-1. Front end can't hit it. Free ball. It's taken by Highland Park. Haley Locke lines up a three. Another miss. He has just not been able to find it. 16 points a game this season. He has been held to 4 so far in this one. Last minute of play here on Martin Luther King Day's Monday matinee between the Bulldogs and the Owls. Cone passes to Gujrathi. Gujrathi guarded by Haley Locke. Cone double team. Swings out to the right corner. Malamug heels nearly on that out of bounds line. 40 seconds. Cone drives in. Gets it to Malamug. Somehow the ball still stays alive. Really just playing keep away. And it looks like we're going to see potentially a timeout called here with 34 seconds left by Metuchen. So the Bulldogs firmly in hand, a great second half response. They have outscored Highland Park so far 32-14 in the second half of play. Talk about this turnaround, Josh, that we saw from the Dogs. A team that couldn't find anybody to step up aside from Schiappa in the first half. It seems like almost like the pressure was lifted for this team after we got to that milestone, and everybody kind of freed up and wanted their shot, and that's why they're playing so well.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about earlier, that as long as they don't focus too much on that goal in that milestone, they should be able to just find the groove easily, and that's what they've done, especially Schiappa, who's now exploded onto the board, getting near his average so far. But we've also seen some great play off the bench for this Metuchen team. You talk about Lataille, who has scored 6 points so far, and then Marcus Malamug, who's been one heck of an athlete during this game, also getting 6 points. So really just spreading the love and impressive play from every single Bulldog on the court.
Final 30 seconds. Metuchen's just passing it around. Cone. Brzezowski brings the pressure. Gujrathi back to Lataille. Lataille has had a huge game. He's got 6 points. Malamug secures it. Highland Park still playing aggressive defense, showing some fight here towards the end after letting a halftime lead slip away. Schiappa tries to keep it with them. Somehow gets free. 8 seconds now. Schiappa dribbling away from everybody. Nearly goes out of bounds. 5 seconds, and he'll just dribble it out, and that will finish this thing. The Metuchen Bulldogs get their first GMC Blue Division win under head coach James Cardillo, and we see Schiappa getting mobbed by some fans. Some former players for the Bulldogs, too. Sean Kenny, Logan Grice, they were both in attendance. Graduates from last year. And Metuchen gets a clutch win here, and they improve to 3-5 on the season 1-4 in Blue Division play, and over their next 7 games, they have 5 games against the bottom 3 teams in the Blue Division. Spotswood, Middlesex, Denellen, and Highland Park once again on the road. So a big win for the Dogs, 49-36 your final score. Leading scorer, Dom Schiappa, 24 points. He gets to 1,000 career points, and he is just having a great performance this season. And you see him heading off to the locker room, very excited, get some congratulations, got to get some water too, and he is hyped up after this big moment. Talk about Josh, I mean, this means so much for him to be able to get to 1,000 points, to have so many of his friends and his family in attendance, and get to do this, and not just that, but get a big win, and the first win in the Blue Division for this new head coach as well.
Yeah, definitely. It has never been easy to get to 1,000 points. A lot of great athletes have passed through this court and have not been able to do it. And on top of that, he had rough injuries that sat him out a few games. His junior season was cut terribly short, so even with all of these obstacles in front of him, he's still been able to get to that milestone, and he still has plenty of games left to just add to that total. And that just really speaks to the character of this kid. You know, he's been put through the ringer these last few years in terms of just things out of his control, and every single time he has bounced back very strong. And you know, he's showing why he's going to continue his next 4 years playing college ball. He totally deserves it, and he's shown why he's able to do it here today.
Awesome to see so many faces in attendance. Also, former coach Guy Jensen is here. He retired from coaching. He was the football and boys basketball coach here, retired after the conclusion of this year's football season. Luke Schleck, who was the leading scorer on this team last season, he is here. Logan Grice, Aiden Ahmed, Sean Kenny, all in the starting lineup last season. So a lot of faces here to celebrate this big accomplishment with Schiappa. So looking forwards for both these teams. Highland Park, gotta be worried about Daniel Starcevic's ankle injury. He's already missed 2 games this season. Had 6 points in the first half, went down, and this team really wasn't the same in the second half. Skylar Mack, their leading scorer, with 8 second half points. Brzezowski with 7. Haley Locke held to 4. Pesca to 2. Highland Park now 2-5, 2-2 in Blue Division play, and they'll be facing off with Denellen on Wednesday. Looking forwards for this Owls team, Josh. What do they have to do to try to respond after really a deflating second half and a potential scary injury with Starcevic?
They definitely have to start getting more players involved. They did a good job of it here today, especially with players like Skylar Mack and Brzezowski, who has hit very impressive shots. I think they definitely need to work on their three-point game. You know, that just adds an entirely new dimension to an offense. Unfortunately, besides Brzezowski hitting a few good threes, it's been completely absent from their game. Not really much to do besides that, because you can't just magically grow 3 inches. It would be great if they could, because they are missing that very important big man, and that's really going to set this offense back. But other than that, they just need to clean up the sloppy play a bit, get more guys involved, and just, you know, hit those deep shots. And I think they can turn it around.
And lastly, for Metuchen, 24 points for Schiappa, 6 for Malamug, 6 for Lataille, 9 for Santos, and 2 apiece for Benderly and Cone. For the Bulldogs, they face South River Wednesday. Like I said, you called that game with Ike Bush here in Metuchen on December 20th. Bulldogs were outclassed in that game. Fell by 18. South River, top team in the Blue Division, 8-1, 6-1 in Blue Division play. What can Metuchen do to keep up this offensive firepower we saw in the second half against a much more difficult opponent on Wednesday on the road?
I think this is the blueprint going forward, honestly. They played a very impressive game. Would definitely like them to start playing like that earlier in the game, and because you saw it was a very slow start for both teams. But as long as they can keep up that firepower and get good rotations on and off the bench and get everybody involved in the scoring game, I think they're gonna have no problem scoring points. Definitely need to clean up that free throw shooting, as they left a lot of potential points on the table. But other than that, I think this is the way to do it going forward. And it was a tough loss last time to the South River team, and they are very good, and it's going to be a very difficult matchup for them. But if they can keep the ball rolling like this and just keep that energy high, it should be a lot closer of a game next time they play.
Well, it was certainly a fun one today. Congrats to Dom Schiappa on reaching the 1,000-point mark. 49-36 the final score. Josh, it was great to be back here after 4 years of doing this, to be back here for such a huge game for Metuchen. But that will be all she wrote. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. A thank you to Ben Solaski for producing for us today and running the cameras, running the board, getting everything on the air. Zach Lanton also operated a camera for us, so we thank them both. But until next time, Eddie Kalegi Kalegi and Josh Hyman signing off. Once again, your final score, Bulldogs 49, Owls 36. Happy Martin Luther King Day, and congrats to Dom Schiappa. We hope you have a great rest of your day.